Hi Aaron. I thought for this video I would do a very simple instructional on how to create a new page in the website and then add things to it. I know it sounds pretty simple, but there's a lot that goes into it, and it's probably something you'll want to do at some point. So I thought I would do this little intro for you. So once again, I'm starting off in my WordPress dashboard. It's the first thing you see when you log into the back end. Over here on my left are all of the options for tools and assets that sit within the website. These are all things that we're going to use to control what the website looks like and what it does. So for this video, I'm just going to click into Pages over here. You'll see when this loads what this section is. What it shows is literally every single page that sits within the website. So some of these probably will look pretty familiar. Of course, we've got the front page, which will always be denoted by this right here. You'll always see front page. Then we've got featured products, photo gallery, news, recent products, and so on. So the list goes on, and like I said, it's every single page that is within the website. So I think for this video, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just create a new page because I want to show you what some of the tools are that are at your disposal for adding effects, images, text, and so on to a page. So once you click that Add New Page button, you're brought to this screen. This is a blank page starting from literally nothing. You can think of it as a totally blank document. And what we're going to do is we're going to start by giving the page a name. So we're just going to call this Ellis's sample page, and we'll leave it at that. Now what we want to do is we want to click this blue button here that says Use Fusion Builder. And you'll see once I click that, quite a lot changes on the page. What it does is it gives me now a set of visual tools that you can use to build layouts and add attributes into a page. So I'm going to start by clicking Add a Container. Now basically what we're looking at here is a predetermined layout. So let's say, for example, maybe I wanted to create a pricing table. In that case, I might come over here and I might click my 1/3 by 1/3 by 1/3 3-column layout. So I'll go ahead and I'll choose that one just for this example, and you'll see it just immediately injected 3 columns right into my page. And now I can add things inside of these columns. So I guess for all intents and purposes, you can basically think of these as imaginary boundaries that we're going to put stuff into to ultimately create the look and feel of our page. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a shot. I'm doing it on the fly, so if it ends up looking kind of ugly, don't hold it against me. But we're going to create a pricing table. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with, let's see, I want to do a heading. Oh, it might be called a title. Yep. So I'm going to search for title, and I'm going to add in a title element. And here is where you start to get into some of your more granular and detailed options. I'm just going to call this option 1. And I'm going to go ahead and add that in there. And then what I'm going to do actually is I am going to clone this because I need it basically 2 more times. So I'm going to clone it, I'm going to drag it and drop it over there. But now I've got 2 option 1s. So instead of leaving it like that, I'm going to put my mouse over the second one, and you'll notice this sort of little pencil or pen icon. And if I click into it, that's where I get those options. So now I can just change it to option 2. Likewise, I can clone this one, drag it over, edit, option 3. So you can see in the span of about probably, 20 seconds, I was able to create 3 headings. Pretty handy, right? So now I want to add a button that's going to say, buy now. Oh, whoops, that was the URL. I want the button text, to say, buy now. Now what you would use the button URL for is determining where the user will go when they click the Buy Now button. So I guess for this example, I'm just going to send people to Google. But if you had created another page in your site, you could absolutely link it to this page. This choice here, button target underscore self, means that it will open up in the same tab. Underscore blank means that it will open a new tab. So the general rule of thumb is that you want to do underscore blank if you are using an external link and sending someone to another website. That way they don't entirely leave your website. So we'll go ahead and we'll choose that. Now the alignment. This is pretty straightforward. Where do you want your button to sit? Do you want it to sit flush to the left, flush to the right, or perhaps in the center? I think since I want things to be symmetrical, I'm going to choose center. And I'm pretty set there. Now I can click over to design, and this is where we determine the look and feel of the button. So you'll see that there's a lot of options that you can play around with here, including some predetermined settings, right? So we could choose that we want a blue button, but maybe we want it to be custom. So in that case, I can hit custom, and now it opens up all of these options for changing colors, including the border color, background color, hover. So hover color is when you put your mouse over it, and so on. So you can see it gets pretty detailed here. I think though, for this example, since it would take quite a while to go through each single option, I'm just going to go with the predefined blue button, and we'll go with that one. So I'm just going to hit save, and there's my button. Now, just as I did with the headings, I can go ahead and I can clone this, and I can drag it over into my other sections there. So now I've got a really, really simple price table. It's nothing elegant. It's probably pretty ugly, but I think for demo purposes, it fits our needs decently. And now what I can do is to make this page actually go live on the website, I would come over here to publish, and I would simply click that. And it's going to load and think for a second because it's pushing all of our styling changes and files to the front end. And there it went through. So the last step I'm going to do here real quick is to preview my page because I want to see what it looks like. So you can do that by coming right up here to this sample URL. I prefer to right click it and then choose to open it in a new tab. That way I don't lose my place here. It opened it right here, and that's what it looks like. So there is our really, really simple pricing table. Now looking at this, you might think to yourself, okay, this is a little redundant. I don't necessarily need this heading right here. In that case, we can scroll down to some of our page options down here, and these are things that I would just suggest you sort of take a few minutes, sort of click through them, because there are a lot of options depending on how you want to refine your page and really polish the look and feel. But the one that I wanted to show you here, because it's commonly used, is the page title bar, and that pertains to this area right here that I was just referring to. And if we wanted to hide it, we would simply click, we would go to page title bar, and we would go to hide, and then we would update our page, which effectively loads the changes we've just made. And once it finishes loading here, we can go and we can refresh our page and see if our change went through, which it did. So you can now see that that area is gone. So in a nutshell, that is sort of how you create a page, add in a custom layout, and add things inside that layout to present your users with the content that they want to view. So as you can see, this can be a very elaborate process. This would be one of those things that Rachel and I are available to you to assist with. So if you have any further questions about it, or maybe you want to learn a little bit more, need something clarified, don't hesitate to reach out to us, and we can absolutely dive in a little bit deeper for you. Thanks.